Okay, hope everyone is well. Happy Monday. Welcome to the first week of Girt By Sea. The first week of the Swiss stage, the first week of the first tournament we're running. Really excited to be here. Really excited for this week. Stuff has already gotten underway. There's stuff happening very soon as well. Really excited for what we've got coming up over the next 8 weeks. So, we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to look at getting into some predictions. There's been a set that's already happened earlier today. Rapunzel can confirm that I had saved my predictions for that set prior to that set being played. So there's that. However, I'm going to quickly give a brief rundown of myself, actually, because I realized I didn't do that on the tournament launch video, and I won't take up too much time. And just explain maybe why a water tournament is probably the main thing. Now, I've only really been playing this game for a couple of years now. So you can see, started in November, December 2023, and you can see my ELO at the time. And, ever so slowly getting to learn the game, learn some maps, play as one Civ, which for me was the Teutons. And things were going well. Joined our AusNZ Discord, found out about that, joined in, saw there was a 1v1 tournament happening at the start of 2025, and I joined in. I'd only really played Arabia and Arena at that point. And then came a map pool with 11 maps in it, and suddenly going, oh, I've got to learn what these maps are. These are different. I've got to learn what these civs are. There's a lot of civs going on. How do I do this? And if we zoom in to around that point where I'd signed up, you can see I'd just touched 1200, I think. Ever so slightly. Yeah, just peaked at 1209, I think it was. But then, and the spoiler is slightly above this happened. And this was a result of this. And in short, migration was in the ranked pool. Migration was also in Aussie Ascension. I learned the map. I won on the map. And from there, I decided, let's learn water maps. And that's led us to where we are now. In short, so if you look at my matches played on Insights, you see we don't talk about Nomad, but I've kind of stopped playing Arabia and Arena in favor of just everything else. And if you look at the maps with 60% win rates, they've all got water on them in some description or another. So I thought, here we are, except Four Lakes, just short on Four Lakes. So yeah, that's kind of like a short overview of me and like why I'm running a water tournament specifically and why I wanted to run one. It's because it's just a different area of Age of Empires that doesn't get a lot of love, and I thought it was a chance to bring some light onto it. And I'm not going to say it's because it was easier for Rapunzel to make boats, because it wasn't. So she probably got the short end of the stick here, having to make some extremely tough models compared to what she'd made previously for me with the siege units that I've got. But yeah, these are very fun. So yeah, that's that. I need to do some predictions, and we're going to quickly run through this. Park Tim wants me to play a game and pick my Civ for me. What Civ do you want me to pick when I do play a game? Maybe we'll get to that at some point. But what we'll do for now, we'll go through the predictions. We got to be quick. because there's a set starting very soon, and I probably, I mean, we can stream it here. I know Blue will be streaming his point of view, so that's for those who want to watch Blue's point of view. Please go check him out. You want you want me to pick? Yeah, lovely. Pick a land civ. What's the word? I mean, just pick a meso or humans. Hey. Okay, so tournament predictions. We'll start with Div 2. We'll get these ones up and rolling. Okay. They are actually, I did do this earlier today, and I'm just going to reveal the numbers underneath them. So we had Yeti versus Jeremy earlier. We'll start here, given this was played. I'm not going to tell you what the result was on this stream, but because someone may end up casting things, but I may end up casting Rex. I may end up casting Rex at some point. But this one, and all these players actually, just in general, when it comes to all of these matchups, largely speaking, these are the most uneven rounds, because here's your first seed all the way down, and then this is the 10th seed and all the way down. So there's a 9 seed difference, 1v10, 2v11, etc. And then equivalent in the other divs. So it should be, based on ELO, it's the most uneven. What I also did is I went through every single player's insights to see how much ranked experience they had on water maps. And lo and behold, nothing. Pretty much everyone. There's a bit of Four Lakes from a few of you. There's a bit of Nomad from a few of you. But that's it. No one had what I just showed you before, 46 games on migration, let alone ones with a win rate. Oh, actually, no, sorry. I take that back. There was one person, we will get to that, who has some wins on water maps. There was one person, and they are in Div 3. But to start with, Yeti versus Jeremy. So this was played earlier today, and as I said, Rapunzel had seen that I had put my prediction in. So this was my prediction for the set. Again, not going to spoil the result, but this was my prediction for the set. I am behaving, thank you. Actually, the only one she didn't know was that I quickly forgot that, sorry, I can't believe I was saying I forgot. I didn't put a Div 4 in, so I have a short answer for Div 4 and the fun, because that is a close matchup. Swords versus Blue. So that's about to happen now. And for this one, I've decided, I think Blue will get a game. I think Blue's capable on water. Blue's on Ozdraft certainly knows what he's doing on water. Beat me on water once in our set. But I do believe Swords will eventually pull through. We got Braids versus Pancho next. And again, these are week one. These we should expect the people on the left-hand side to win. It's just about whether I think the person maybe that's the lower seed has got the potential to take a game. It's also very hard to take a game. I can see a lot of people picking, say, Four Lakes as their home map because it's what they're going to be most comfortable with. Yet, Four Lakes is also the map that everyone's going to be most comfortable with of these. If it's not Nomad. If it's not Nomad and Four Lakes, feel free to pick them because you're more comfortable. But remember, your opponent's probably going to be more comfortable on them as well. So I've gone Braids. Braids has got an EO high of 1890. And he's down at 1700 now. But that EO high, Swords and Braids, they're going to be ones to beat in this division, in Division 2. Zack Attack and Hexy, I will admit, I don't know much about either player. So I'll be learning a lot from both over this set, especially. So for now, gone with Zach, who's also 1700s, very strong player and third seed for this tournament. Now, someone that I have got to know over the last few weeks is Char Char. And I do believe that Char Char has got what it takes on water maps. And I do believe that Ace is a worthy opponent. So I've gone with a 2-1. for the time being. That's my prediction here. Prawn and ammo. Now, just because of the... so we had in Oz Draft the other night, played against... I think I was against Prawn on the flank on Migration. And if I wasn't, I'm just crediting the wrong person. I did also play Prawn on Kawasan on the rank ladder. No, you didn't, Noz. You didn't. I've started with Div 2 because I had to, because there's a set about to start and there was a set earlier today. So these were predictions. Don't spoil this result if you do know it, just because we don't. I did do this before the set actually started. As you can see, I'm just revealing the result, the predictions. Yeah, we may cast this at a later date. So Prawn and ammo. I believe Prawn is solid on water. Prawn was solid on hybrid maps. On Kawasan knew what to do when I played him there, and going to stick with the left-hand side again. Matthew and Slaters. Matthew has told me throughout Ozdraft that he has never lost a galley war before. Slaters has also hit 1600 recently. So we're going to back in Matthew here, but I am going to back in Slater's in some good form at the moment. 1600 for the first time, very, very recently. We're going to back in to get one game. The Jake against Thrillo. Similar idea. I can't say I know much about either player. But going to back in the high elo. Yeah, Liam, look, you're the prediction man. And you know what it's like when you make predictions that don't end well. Although you could, I don't know how many of yours end up well, but yeah, it's not fun when you put your guesses out there. So I'm expecting some backlash, when people find out that I'm either not backing them or backing against them a bit too much. Be interesting to see how close I get. Of course it is. It's just fun, right? That's at the end of the day, we're just trying to have some fun with it all and have some guesses, and we get to learn more about these players as time goes on. TDI and Chipmunk. TDI is in form, and Chipmunk's also playing up. So Chipmunk is a high 1400s, volunteered to come up to Div 2 to make numbers even everywhere. TDI, I think his elo dropped due to his injury and subsequent drugs that he had to take to help recover. I think he's over that now. I think TDI is going to be very, very strong in Division 2 overall, and should get the job done in week 1. So that is my Div 2, and I will quickly jump in and say that I am backing Braids for the overall win. So you can mark that down now, that Braids is my guess to take Division 2 in its entirety. There are definitely players throughout this that I believe have got the potential to. I believe these 6, I like what I see. Is that 6? Yeah, so... Oh, and obviously Braids itself. So, yeah, I'm not too sure on the Jake and Yeti, but I believe the other 7 on this side, I really believe could do it, or could go deeper than maybe what their elo suggests or their ranking suggests. But yeah, Braids and Saws are going to be right up there, and they are the 2 that will be expected to go deep. But there are elo gaps, but these are maps that can see some level of just... Maybe we don't know. We don't know, as I said. I went through all these insights pages and I didn't see water maps being played very much at all. So how prepared are people's hybrid builds? How prepared are people's full water play? How prepared are people when it comes to the unique techs and civ drafts and strategies? Like, it's all well and good to be able to do a 19 with 3 fishing ship hybrid build. But how well do you know the maps to when it gets to Castle Age and the way maps expand and the way strategies go and all the rest? Like, that's where I go, geez, I would have loved to seen how many people have got some experience on some of these maps. Now, Aquarina, Splash Random, you really can't. But the other ones, yeah, there's some level to, there's actually not a lot of Golden Swamp play, not a lot of migration play from people. And these maps have been around. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. So yes, there's my Div 2. We're going to go into Division 1. I believe that's got a match tomorrow morning. Noz. Nice and early against Talon. Yeah, Aquarina. Oh, wow. I'm looking forward to Aquarina. I was actually mucking around on it earlier today. I was trying to work out... just trying to work out an early build for that. Again, I'm not playing. Like, if I was playing, I would be in Div 2. But I was just intrigued because I imagine it's going to hit the ranked ladder at some point. And I want to be ready for when it does. And trying to learn just the best res distribution when clicking up and going up, because you do get those oysters, and I was wondering if there was a way to utilize them in a better fashion, and also looking at the differences between our timings for fast feudal and fast castle, and just how that changes, because you get a lot of close res to, you're not really traveling a lot with your fish, like you are on other maps with fish. So yeah, really looking forward to that Aquarina stuff. Div 1, 4 games. Again, this one's got bigger elo gaps than all the other divisions, in the sense that Noz is 2400 now, I believe, and Bananasaurus I think is still in the 1800s, but maybe it's hit 1900 before. So we're going with Noz. Noz is prepared, ready to go. We're going to see a 2-0. Had I known maybe that the set was at 6 a.m, I don't know what your sleep schedule's like, Noz, but if a 6 a.m. set, maybe you're more used to it, maybe you're not. Maybe that is something in Talon's, Talon's favour. That should be interesting. I can't remember what I've put here. We're about to find out. Okay, I've gone Soxy 2-0 over Kados. So that'll be interesting. Looking forward to that one. So yeah, backing in Soxy. Soxy as well played in a lot of tournaments. Obviously, these two are Australia's finest. Yeah, so these two are absolutely expected to go to the final. And as much as I would love to see upsets, my prediction will be our number 1 seed for this one to take out the whole thing. I just think Noz is well-rounded. Noz plays tournaments at high levels and is currently looking like is in pretty good form as well, hitting the top 100 and all. So I'll stick there. Timber and Kiwi. So Timber and Robo, they got very high seeds, but I also believe they may be, I want to say out of practice, but Timber hasn't been playing a lot, at least not on the hybrid build at least, and had a bit of time away from Age during 2025. And I've gone for an upset. Just back in Kiwi, early doors, maybe to get Timber unawares. And then from there, we may see this. Yeah, so there you go. Okay, I did hear, I do remember the comment, Timber, where you said, going to have to practice some hybrid wields. And I got, okay. I don't know how good Kiwi is on these maps, but I'm just gonna go with potentially there will be a little bit of an upset this week. And for Robo and Bananasaurus, I am backing Robo in, but maybe a little bit of 1v1 rustiness, and maybe Bananasaurus will come through and take a game. Fires are scouts, and galleys are cav archers, yet there's nothing that can counter you can't really counter the cav archers. It's not disrespect, Liam. I said he's going to win. So, just that Bananasaurus may come prepared for a home map. Was one of our early signups, I believe, as well. So maybe has been getting ready. Division 3. So in this, there is, I said, there was one player, and I believe Keita is the only one who's got some decent numbers when it comes to playing games on water maps. So that'll be extremely interesting. I know that there's a few players here that do enjoy it, especially our top 3 seeds. Having spoken to them and played against them before, they do enjoy it. And Pleco and Squid. I've seen both of those two play as well. They're both very competent players. So we're looking forward to this. Nessie's our top seed here, coming into this Div 3, as a top seed. And I do believe Nessie will get the job. Sparehand's been playing Age for a few years, but mainly team games. I noticed that very recently the 1v1 ladder has been getting a workout and has been getting some elo through Hamburger, which does require some water play. So that will be extremely, extremely interesting. So spare hands may be one to watch. Maybe the elo hasn't fully maxed out yet. But for now, Nessie is going to be one of our best in Div 3. So I'll back Nessie in. Metro and Buggy. I've gone Metro. Backing Metro in. Metro plays 1v1s. Has hit 1500 recently. Buggy doesn't play a lot of 1v1s at the moment. So it didn't play water really against our team on PAG last night, so I can't answer whether he's better than me on water, which is a nice little baseline for Div 3. So backing Metro in. Metro will be very strong. Magoob versus Keita. As I said, Keita's one that's actually got some water experience, and I don't believe she'll finish 9th as the seed suggests. But Magoob is going to be very tough to beat in round 1. And from what I've seen of Magoob, playing well against Prawn, got a win in the show match against Prawn last night. Was it last night? Saturday night. So yeah, backing in Magoob to take a win to start us off. Logan, Josh, and Finchy. I mean, this one's easy. Finchy will resign straight away. So that'll be a 2-0 for Logan, Josh. Nothing too fancy there. We love a early feudal resign from Finchy. That's what always happens, despite how much I tell him, mate. 500 points is not that much score. That 500 point score difference, it's not that bad. Keep going. Have a go. We'll go Logan, Josh. Pleco and Kilbenji. Now, these two met in Aussie Ascension. Kilbenji got the win, I believe. They met in the semi-finals. Pleco's a 1v1 ladder grinder. Benji very much isn't. Benji's strength has been playing archers. Does that translate into galleys? Maybe it does. But at the moment, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say this is Pleco's. Pleco's improved so much as a player since these two last met. We'll be out for some revenge. And I'm going to back Pleco in. And the last one. Well, this is very interesting. Because we've spoken about Squid. We've spoken about how Squid just doesn't really play a lot of 1v1s. And the 1200 is maybe not 100% right. But what we are missing, and what I didn't learn until Saturday, is that Quiet Professional on the chat can even talk himself into beating Razor. So, and Razor's good. And there's a sudden death game in this map pool. So we're looking forward to this, and as a result, I am going to back Quiet Professional in. Yep, we will get onto that one, Noz. I reckon that's pretty good. We've only got the one prediction to go. I don't drag this out. I did want to get to the set, so I reckon we'll do it. We'll jump straight into it after this. So I'm going to go with Quite Professional to beat Squid, but Squid is not the worst player here by any stretch of the imagination. Very much could find himself in the top 8, find himself going deep. So there is Divs 1, 2, 3, and I need to pick an overall winner for Div 3, and that is going to be... I'm going to back in Metro. I'm going to back in Metro to win Division 3. And finally, we got this. We'll get our best of 5, JJ and Park Tim. And look, for the life of me, I couldn't tell you who's going to win this. So I've written 2.5, 2.5. I just want game 5. If we get to game 5, we get a win. Maybe they play defend. Maybe they land a splash random defend the wonder in game 5 and no one can defeat the other's wonder and we just get stuck. Maybe they both drop relics at exactly the same time. Maybe they both lose their final villager at exactly the same time and they have an actual draw. But I'm just hoping for 5 games. This should be an extremely fun set. Thursday night for this one. Thursday, 7 p.m. There are some other sets on at the same or similar times. This is the one I'm casting. This is the main event of the tournament. I can't split them. I just hope to see a lot of use of the chat and absolutely get right into it. So there's my full rundown. Division 1, there got the 1 seed upset happening, and I'm expecting Noz to get up. Overall, Div 2, I'm expecting all the top seeds to get up, but a couple of games get taken. And Braids is my overall prediction there. And in Div 3, same idea, expecting all the higher seeds to get up. A couple of games to be taken by the lower seeds, and Metro is my overall guess for Division 3. There will be upsets. As much as I believe I've predicted everything correctly, there will be upsets. There has to be upsets, right? Well, my belief is that the ELO doesn't mean as much. That's my belief. Because the maps aren't as known, the ELO doesn't mean as much. Okay. We're going to get into a set.